Hello po mga kababayan, dito muna tayo sa ating podcast with Life with Dan TM. Question mga kababayan ngayon ng kampo ng aktres na si Gretchen Barretto, ang credibility ng star witness, whistleblower sa missing sa Bungeros. Pero sabi po sa interview naman ng Billionaire News kay Secretary Boying Rimolya, itong si alyas Totoy, overall credible pong testigo. But anyway, ibigay ko muna sa inyo yung side ng actress na si Gretchen Barretto. And sabi dito sa balita ngayon, Gretchen Barretto Camp questions whistleblower's credibility in missing Sabongero case or Sabongeros case. It's a fantasy niya, fantasy and invention. Wala man niyang ebidensya ang whistleblower na nag-uugnay sa pangalan ng aktres. Sabi ni Atty. Alma Malyonga, ang naging statement niya ni alias Totoy, Julie Dondon Patidungan were ridiculous at walang konkretong ebidensya. Inakusan niya si Patidungan na sensationalize lang niya yung issue para masustain yung interest ng mga tao. My understanding niya is that the status of the case is still case build-up. I do not even know if Mr. Whistleblower's affidavit has been completed. Sabi ni Atty. Malyonga, ang pagkakaintindi ko niya, he may still be growing his story. He may still be embellishing it. Pero ang hindi ko maintindihan is that there may not have been yet a preliminary assessment nung mga sinasabi ni Patidungan. Pero sabi po ni DOJ Secretary Crispin Rimolya po, sa assessment daw nila, sa tingin niya, yung overall testimony, very credible and consistent. Mamaya iparinig ko sa inyo yung side mga kababayan ng DOJ Secretary. Meanwhile, ito si Atty. Malyonga, abogado ni Gretchen Barretto, sa kanyang statement sa interview po ni Karen Davila. Yan si Atty. Malyonga. Ito po siya, mga kababayan. Pakinggan po natin.
Ask you first why you chose to take this case.
Because I know Gretchen. She has been in the past. I don't want to reveal the age, no, but I think I've known her for close to 30 years now. Other than that, because of the association, she has become a friend, and I've come to know her. Yes.
All right. So
Matagal
let's
na
talk
sila
about the
magkaibigan.
accusation. The accusation
Kilala
of the
personal, mga
suspected
kababayan,
witness,
si Gretchen.
Julie Dondon Patigongan alias Totoy, claims that alpha members were present during meetings when group decisions were made regarding the case of cheating sa Bungeros. And supposedly he claims that Gretchen Barretto raised her hand, nag-raise daw ng kamay in favor of what to do, which is, well, the result, allegedly, to kill them. Gretchen Barretto participating, raising her hand, oo, patayin yan. Parang ganon, no? Yun ang kwento sa testimonya. Your reaction, Gretchen's reaction on this?
All right. We need to move back a little, no? Karen, I'm heartened by the fact that just yesterday, I think, Secretary Rimulya did clarify when he was asked if there was basis now to say that there's strong basis to say that Gretchen is the suspect. He did, I think, take care to declare that the only reason Gretchen Barretto is being investigated and is considered a suspect is because she has been named by the supposed whistleblower. Whether or not the allegations as against Ms. Barretto are true or not is, of course, a totally different matter. My understanding is that the status of the case right now is still case build-up. I don't even know if Mr. Whistleblower's affidavit has been completed. I understand that he may still be growing his story, he may still be embellishing it, but what I do understand is that there might not have been yet a preliminary assessment of the affidavit of Mr. Whistleblower taken as a whole. As you know, under the new rules now, there is a process where there is a case build-up before you file the case. There's a preliminary assessment and a second assessment if that is necessary. And Secretary Remulla has taken care to say everything is being vetted, which is exactly what has to be done. And the fact of the matter is that the witness should not only be credible, but his allegation should also be credible. Now, going back to your question, we have to understand that Mr. Whistleblower came out with his supposedly sensational revelations last week. He started by not naming, being very cryptic, just teasing revelations about the supposed involvement of a celebrity, an actress, and then finally coming up with the name of Miss Barretto, but making it clear that the only reason he was saying she was involved was because she was an alpha member. And therefore, being an alpha member, she must know something. She also said, meron siyang dapat alam dahil napakalapit niya kay Mr. Atong Ang. Subsequently, just late last week, he further elaborated on the supposed involvement of Ms. Barretto. He didn't start out with the raising of hands, Karen. I've been listening. Of course, we've been monitoring. He just mentioned a meeting, not identifying who were there, were supposedly the matter of voting on carrying out the plan on the killings were discussed. And then later on, he further embellished that by saying, oh, bigla na lang ngayon, nagtaas raw ng kamay. My reaction, it's so ridiculous. Napaka-absurd. Saan ka naman nakakita ng isang criminal conspiracy kung saan lahat ng mga kasama supposedly ay nandun sa isang meeting, dinidiscuss mo openly yung pakpatay, tapos magbobotohan pa kayo, may showing of hands. So, it's ridiculous, it's so absurd, hindi siya makatotohanan, it's illogical, it's contrary to human behavior. First, is the allegation credible? No. On its face, you know it cannot be believed, no? But it is, of course, sensational. Ang gandang pakinggan, wow. The image of all these people gathered where, when, what, how, kailan. Secondly, as I said, I mentioned, it is an embellishment. If this had in fact happened, it's so sensational, so important that he would have said so from the very beginning, but no. All he resorts to in trying to involve Ms. Barretto from the beginning was just to say, malapit siya, insinuating something else. Malicious speculation. Thirdly, even in this fantasy world, even
Ang hindi minimension na malicious po, malapit siya, di ba, nililing talaga po, mga kababayan, si Gretchen Barretto, romantically. Pero ngayon may kapalit na si Sunshine Cruz na mga kababayan. At dati, laging kasama talaga po, may mga videos and pictures showing very close si Atong Ang at saka si Gretchen Barretto. Yun ang sinasabi na mga insinuations. Ituloy natin ang kanyang sinasabi, mga kababayan.
Assuming that it was true somehow, which is not the case.
Assuming
that some people
it is true.
said, yes, I agree, let's carry out the plan. You know, the consent to carry out a plan, to carry out a crime is not in itself yet at that point criminal. You know, there must be essentially an overt act. Kailangan meron kang gawin to further carry out that plan. The reason being, a declaration of intent is hardly equivocal. Ibig sabihin nun, usually those intentions are ambiguous. They can be subject to multiple interpretations. So it's not the basis. Kailangan meron kang gawin. And this is in fact not the case. And fourthly, Just to show it's an embellishment. Hindi mo napansin, Karen, meron siyang sinabi, namimili siya. So he was asked, sino ba yung mga nandoon? Sabi niya, meron pero yung mga mababait lang. Yung mga mababait hindi ko isasama. So sino mas
Namimili ng isasabit. May mga hindi pa pinangalanan. Iniintay nga mga kababayan yung statement dapat. Officially, statement din ni General Torre. Ito yung minimin ni Atty. Malyonga. Bakit ganon? Kasi di ba, ang mga sinasabi, may isang senador pa nga, 2 congressman ang sabi-sabit dito. May vice mayor and some police officials. Ang sabi may general. Pero ang sabi may lieutenant colonel. So yun ang minimin. Mga kababayan ni Atty. Malyonga, lumalabas niya. Iba-iba yung statement ni alyas Totoy. Ayan po.
bakit ba si Miss Barretto hindi mabait? So kung tingin niya isang tao mabait, hindi niya isasama. So it touches on the credibility of the allegations itself. In and by itself, the allegations are obviously untrue, deliberately sensational, I suppose, to create some kind of sustained interest. Because after all, he has said Ms. Barretto is just one of many other Alpha members. Bakit si Ms. Barretto?
So yan po ang side ng kampo ni Gretchen Barretto. Pero sabi po ng kampo ni Gretchen, ni Atty. Malyonga, yung pag-file niya ng kaso versus against the accuser, dito kay alyas Totoy, tingin niya hindi makakatulong for now. It's not very helpful at this point as people have already made up their minds. Sabi po ni Atty. Alma Malyonga, ayon sa kanya, yung focus nila ngayon is on repairing the damage to Barretto's reputation caused by these statements nitong si Julie Dondon Patidungan. She's downhearted by all of this, and her filing a case now is not very helpful, sabi po niya, within the context niya of people having already made up their minds. At saka, yung pag-file niya ng reklamo or ng kaso is an arduous process and in by itself. Kaya niya, nandito ako para mag-appeal sa mga tao na sumusubaybay sa kasong ito to be more discerning. So yun mga kababayan, ang side ni Gretchen Barretto. Meanwhile, mga kababayan, si DOJ Secretary Boying Rimulya nagsabi na tiwala siya sa mga testimonies ni alyas Totoy kasi consistent siya yung mga kwento, very credible witness. Sa interview sa kanya ni Pinky Webb ng Billionaire News channel, sabi ni Rimulya, I think it's very credible. He comes in as a person who can state everything without having to think and look up notes. Madaling sabi mga kababayan, pag nagsalita si ng kanyang kwento, itong si alyas Totoy, spontaneous. Dire-diretso siya. Doon kasi natetest mga kababayan. Ang isang tao pag spontaneous nagsalita, ibig sabihin may personal knowledge siya ng mga pangyayari. So sabi ni Rimulya, pag kasi nagsisinungaling at nag-iimbento yan, mauli mo so far. Wala ako ritong nakikita na pag-iimbento sa kanyang narrations. The narrations have been very consistent with what he has been giving us and what he has been saying in public. I think they can rely. He's a very credible witness. Nasa protective custody na daw itong si Totoy ng PNP.
From us. And I think he's more comfortable with those who are with him now. So I have no problem with that as long as we are able to ferret out the truth in this investigation.
Secretary, did that mean you gave him a choice either to be under the protective custody of some people within the DOJ or the protective custody of some people within the NBI or under the protective custody of the PNP?
It's under General Torre. It's under the PNP Director General.
It's either General Torre or
It is General Torre
Okay.
who is on top of his protection.
Alright, dun po siya mas komportable.
I think so.
Okay, but Secretary, kailan ho siya? Ano yung status ng kanyang application for the Witness Protection Program? Maaari ho bang maipasok na siya sa Witness Protection Program knowing that, from my understanding, he has not formalized his affidavit?
We're ready to take him in. Ano lang yan eh? Kasi nga, yung comfort level ng witness ang mas mahalaga. We do not force people to go into our program if they're already comfortable where they are. The important thing is to keep him safe and keep him ready to testify.
I understand. So, ibig pala sabihin nun, now I get it, sir. Maaaring manatili muna siya kung nasaan siya ngayon and not under the Witness Protection Program because he's more comfortable where he is at present. Okay. Sir, pero itong sa inyong pag-uusap kay alias Totoy, I wanted to ask you this because it's really just now that I'm able to speak to you. You know, he implicated Atong Ang, he implicated Gretchen Barretto, he implicated 15 or so policemen. Actually, when I spoke to him, he said there were about 30 people, 20 policemen and 10 civilians. Sir, how credible is his testimony when you were speaking to him? Bakit ho kayo napapaniwala ni alias Totoy?
I think it's very credible. He comes in as a person who can state everything without having to think, look up notes. Alam mo, nagsisinungaling kasi nag-i-invento yan. By the minute, mahuhuli mo. So far, wala akong nakikita nito na mag-i-invento sa kanyang narration. The narrations have been very consistent with what he has been giving us and what he has been saying in public. We've heard most of it already.
And so you think he is completely and totally credible?
I think so. I think that they can rely, he's a very reliable witness. That's our thing that we want to do.
Did you even have doubts, sir? Nung inyong nakausap siya, nagkaroon ho ba kayo ng pagdududa?
I had to adjust to the pace of the information coming in. And I had to read his narrative after I talked to him and before I talked to him again. Kasi, ano to, deluge of information to pinigil. So we really have to read between the lines also because there's so much information going out of Totoy. And consistent naman siya. Wala ko nakikita yung consistency o kaya lapses within his narration. Very, very human and very, very consistent with human experience so sinasabi.
So yun po mga kababayan yung side ng Department of Justice ni Secretary Boying Rimulya. Sa kanya credible po. Naintindihan naman po natin ang defense. Normal po yan sa defense to destroy the credibility of the witness. Ganon yung strategy niyan. Napanood ninyo yung papresko ni Atong Ang. Yun ang ginawa ni Attorney Kapunan to destroy the credibility of alias Totoy. So ganon din dito kay Attorney Malyonga. They have to put doubt into the credibility ng testigo. Kasi parte siya talaga sa strategy ng defense. But anyway, halimbawa may file na po yung kaso at nagkaroon ng full-blown trial, doon na lang po natin yan makikita. So susubaybayan natin ito. Isa itong teleserye mga kababayan, ang Missing sa Bungeros, involving mga known personalities. Pero kay Chavit Singson, hindi siya naniniwala na talagang sangkot itong si Gretchen Barretto po. Yun ay sa kanyang paniwala. Opinion man lang po niya yun. So tingnan natin yung mga testimonies ng iba pang mga testigo. Kasi tingin ko may iba pang mga personalities na kinakausap yung ating DOJ. So yun muna mga kababayan. Kung hindi pa po kayo naka-subscribe dito sa ating bagong YouTube channel, Life with Dan TM, click subscribe po ninyo. Lagi nating tatandaan, you become what you believe. Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye po. God bless.